What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. What's crack-a-lacking? Hello, hello. It's a nice, Thursday lunchtime live. Chopping it up with the people. Looking forward to hanging out for a bit. Yeah, things are good. Things are good. Things are good. Things are good. Things are great. I started notes for UFC 314 already. Not going to spoil any picks, but yeah, I got some notes in today. I was just like, fuck, man, I want to start these notes already. I'm like, I want to get it in. Like it up, axe it up. What's up, Jersey girl? Good to see ya. I'm sitting here. I don't know. Like, I got up a little earlier than normal today. Feel like I'm feeling the effects of doing notes, man. Sometimes I feel like my brain fries a bit afterwards, but it's all right. I'll get a second wind in a few minutes. That's the Rutgers saying, Rutgers chop, chop, baby, chop. I never heard that ever in my life, Jersey. You never told me that. You never told me that at all, dude. That's crazy. Well, you learn something new every day, Jersey girl. Good morning, AJ Savage. What's up, Claudio? What's up, Holly? What's up? What's up to everybody in the chat? Brendo, I'm seeing a lot of folks, man. Andrew, Nance, Jeff, BG. What's going on, bro? What's up, guys? I'm chilling. The goat is here. The goat is here. This is not a before 12:30 start. It's 1:17, bro. How is Figgy such an underdog? Do you know why? I mean, he's at a pretty clear-cut size disadvantage. He's at a pretty clear-cut disadvantage in, I don't know, distance striking, probably physicality. The one thing he might have on the side of Sanhagen is, I would say, pound for pound punching power. I would lean towards the side of Davis and Figueiredo. Thoughts on Renier the Ritter being a former double champ? I mean, it's cool that he was a double champ, but it was in one championship. Haven't been here the last couple of days due to business or work. I can hit you with some Diddy Brendo if you miss me. BJ, I want business Brendo since you've been working so hard. AJ, I know you see my question. Wait, where the fuck was it? Yo, AJ, who would be a bigger win for Max in 2025? Dustin or Charles? Even though he beat Charles and lost to Dustin twice. I feel like Charles' win is still bigger because it was an inconclusive finish. I mean, their first fight, Charles Oliveira, like tore his trachea in a random fashion. It wasn't like there was actually a punch that caused any damage. But I think, like, for his sake, not rankings wise, I feel as though avenging the L will make him feel so good. What's up, guys? I got coffee right here. What's up, Vulture? I started the fucking notes early this week, bro. I want it to be more on point than ever. I want to get the video out for you guys for UFC 315 earlier, man. PFL is on tonight. I'll be live during PFL. I won't be doing like a traditional fight companion. I'll be doing the late night live plus the PFL live watch along. So as we discuss the fights, I'll also be reacting to what's going down in the PFL. You should bring little bro on for a fight companion. Alex and AJ fight companion. Maybe at some point. We'll see what happens, man. See if it happens naturally. See if it's sometime. Yes, members live is tonight. So I'm doing this stream. I'm doing the late night live stream. And then I'm doing a member stream. So there is a fuckload of streams tonight. Alex a W, thank you. No, I appreciate it. He's the PFL guy. PFL, bro. Savage AJ, thank you, Holly. I don't think I'm sleepy. I don't think I'm sleepy, bro. I'm getting my groove on, bro. I'm shifting my state of mind from live streaming, bullshitting, and bantering to in-depth analysis, bro. I mean, I literally just did notes for the past fucking hour, 20 minutes. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, get your Savage hat on tonight, Junior Mafia. Who do I have, Balbi or Nascimento? You know, the issue is I don't know much about Balbi. This is actually going to be the first time tonight that I watch him fight live. So I guess we'll get a feel after the live stream. Just busting your balls. Can't wait for the Eddie Hearn vid. I know you're excited for that, Hernanov. I won't lie to you, though, bro. I might not do the Eddie Hearn vid because you guys might say, fuck, Eddie Hearn making good points. I went and I didn't just listen to the sound bites all over Twitter. I went and watched the full length, not the whole interview, but the full length MMA discussion. And there was some moments where Eddie Hearn was talking about the art style of presentation and promotion as opposed to, you know, what we get from the UFC and boxing. I strongly disagree with his claims that the boxing has the bigger stars, but I said, oh my God, I said, you know, he does bring validity to those. Like he does bring solid points, like about the storytelling and whatnot. And I don't know when they talk about just certain aspects of the production. Like he was talking about, you know, how, you know, boxing is going into New York and doing it in the middle of Times Square. Like, even though you can call it a gimmick, like I felt like I was like, shit, he brings some cool points on why boxing is interesting right now, because it doesn't seem so much like sport. It seems like a mix of sport with theater. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, obviously I disagree with his take on the fucking, you know, UFC doesn't have stars, and I can destroy that argument. But I would say like the certain aspects of what he's saying. You got another Savage hat, bro. I'll be honest, when I open a PO box, I expect you to send one. Certain aspects of what he's saying, though, I have to give some credit. I see why he's saying it. We're kind of in a weird spot in MMA. Like the argument is, though, that I will make towards Eddie Hearn's side is still the more compelling matchups are MMA. Like, yeah, sure. Boxing has spectacle events. Absolutely. But reality is MMA still has the more high caliber matchups on a regular basis. Like you know, Bilal and Jack Della versus you know, Devin Haney and Ramirez. Like I feel like the level jump. I don't know. It's just the video could be worked well to defend the narrative of the star power, though, for sure. We haven't talked Yoel Alvarez and Saint Denis. I'm early picking Yoel, though. You want to know how locked in I am? One of my best friends is visiting from out of state, but the only day he can chill is Saturday night. Going to be betting and watching fights on my phone. That's funny, Brenda. You started making money thanks to me. Love from India. All right, Sadiyam. Shout out to you, bro. Boom, 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 boom. What's up, Robin? I think the issue is, though, and we all feel the same way. I think that we're in a fickle point as MMA fans because there is yet to be a fight announcement that is really wow, wow, wow. That's the fight we wanted. You know, Kamaru Usman and Joaquin Buckley is a cool fight night main event. Dustin Poirier versus Max Holloway is an interesting trilogy, but we have the Topuria Makachev fight that still not announced officially. Seems to be true, but still not announced. Then we have Aspinall and Jones. They're supposed to be locking horns, but again, nothing's official. Hamzat and DDP seems true. You hate having plans Saturday night. Don't these fools know it's UFC time? A lot of people don't watch. Brother, never stop making these prediction videos. Don't worry, I won't. Exactly. We'll get news soon enough. So I can dismantle Eddie Hearn's argument Okay. If I make it about what about like if these fights get announced, what are we talking about then? I will dismantle it. I'll probably still do the video. And I understand the criticism. I will say I like the spectacle side of very exciting walkouts. Like I don't hate that. I don't hate when there's fighters with their own attire. I've never like I don't know. I'm not anti UFC uniforms, but I will say there was always something cool about every fighter having their own style. I think more customization. I think more customization of the shorts, even if it wants to be like they're Venom shorts, but you have, options to spruce them up in different manners. Like, every fighter can have their own custom style. I think that adds something cool, adds something unique. Like think about Chuck Liddell, right? In his prime shorts. And now let's eliminate those shorts and let's just give them, generic shorts. Like I don't know, it loses a little magic. They should let them have their own sponsors. I think it's they don't want to like flood the product with like sponsorships that are of rival companies. So it's not even so much about sponsorships on the shorts. I think it's just a customization factor. That's why I like when the UFC has the custom shorts. UFC fight night picks. There's not the weigh-ins haven't happened yet. Those are tomorrow. The Apex is another problem. There is. You like the country colors on the Venom shorts, but some guys do have cool. I like the custom shorts a lot. I don't know. We'll see how I word it, man. Prime was the worst addition to the UFC. Horrible drink, I know. OnlyFans shorts, yeah, that's all we'd see. No, I don't think the random logos are needed. I don't know. I'll see. I could also make the argument though, the UFC doesn't need to sell the spectacle of the walkout. The UFC sells the fight. But I will tell you, I think that a face-to-face, like how boxing does face-to-face, like pre-fight face-to-face interviews, not just a press conference. I feel like the face-to-face shit would be cool. I will give boxing credit there. They do really cool face-to-face things. Figgy Sanhagen decision and nickel RDR plus 133. Pretty good chance, but not an absolute lock. Let me tell you why, bro. Nickel could end up just tuning up RDR for 3 rounds and win a decision. And, Figgy Sanhagen probably goes distance. There could be a doctor stoppage. No, you didn't miss that action, Jackson. Don't worry. You're good. The sponsor shorts were cool back in the day, but I like the Venom shorts. It's like a uniform, similar to how other sports wear jerseys. Yeah, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that makes it more of a legitimate sports league. I think that boxing is not, it's not a sports league. It's all individual promotions. I don't know. I'll see how I cook it up if I do the video. I could pretty much, I could shut down their argument. Parlay Princess Raid. Shout out to Parlay Princess, bro. Shout out to the boy. What's up, Parlay Princess? Good to see you, man. How's everything going? The Muslims, the UFC won't fight each other. I mean, how many instances of that actually exist, though? One gorilla versus 20 Ngannus. I think 20 Ngannus win. Who you got? Figgy or Sanhagen? I got Sanhagen. Tactical Sanhagen. Yeah, boxing is Hollywood. It's more similar to WWE. I agree. The camo shorts were dope, bro. Patty shorts are dope. The custom shorts are dope. You're sick of He's My Friend? I feel like there hasn't been that many cases of that recently. When have we had that recently? I mean, you're saying with Bilal and Islam? Hits different when you blame a team for a parlay loss. Honestly, true, man. You join me and you go with me. And if we don't hit, at least we all lose together. But when we win together too. That feels better. I was thinking finish because if RDR wins, it would be a sub. The thing is, I really don't think RDR is subbing my boy Nickel up, man. I think Nickel can knock him out. One AJ beats a full-grown T-Rex. Thank you for 199 parlay, Princess. You savage. I appreciate the fuck out of you, bro. You're a G. Dean Thomas said he thinks Aspinall was told by the UFC he has to do some fights to defend an interim belt so Jones gets more tape to watch before they fight. Isn't that fucking crazy? They're going to make him do another one. Oh, my. John Jones, I don't know. He is become the UFC's drama queen. He's allowed to be because of his resume, but it's still annoying. You only follow boxing if it's Canelo or a big matchup. UFC more competitive to me, and boxing takes too long to start the fights. Completely agree on that. The UFC gets the fights out. The actual fight product is still better. I do think pre-fight there could be more interesting promotion. I think that currently we are in a dry age of sponsorships of press conferences and promotions. I just hate the fact they reject the fight they should have to fight whoever the promotion wants them to fight. No options, just the best fights possible to fix the rankings and everything. Wait, who's rejecting a fight though? Jones is the Grinch that stole the super fight. That's funny. He did it with Ngannou, and now he's doing it with Aspinall. You think Bolaños wins? I'm going Lee as an underdog, bro. I think Lee wins. I don't really see the hype on Bolaños. I watched his Bellator run, and I was never really impressed. So I have my reasons for being extremely doubtful. Boxing biggest problem is too many belts. It's way too diluted. I agree, Johan. It is way too diluted. You think Marcos would be a nice play? I respect the Marcos call, Hernanov. He's got a chance. UFC should use Connor as a host to promote pressers. He's good at promoting BKFC. They won't. The UFC, dude, the fans won't take to it. The BKFC fans, they love Connor, but I feel like a lot of UFC fans, I don't know. There's like this new wrinkle to the UFC fandom. It's like the hater fans. They hate everything. You think boxing has too much weight hopping? Bolaños more precise, but Lee's a harder hitter. Definitely Acumace. I agree with that. Connor is funny as fuck. He's a fucking menace now. Who do y'all think blew Dana to get all these fights to the belt? Tim or Sugar? That's funny. I think Quang can get it done with some pressure boxing, closing the gap on the kickboxer. And then I also think he could land some takedowns in the fight. I will say Gaston Bolaños, I still believe he's a very suspect grappler, man. I have strong doubts about Bolaños. You think Bolaños is going to KO the road to UFC bum? The thing is, Scorpion, Lee is actually not a road to UFC guy. He fought his way through the American regional scene. The Doomer fans, where they see everything as negative, like everybody, Joey, that's funny. Quang Bang Lee. How we only got half the likes of people watching. AJ's the GOAT. Hit them like boys. Say thank you. Hit them damn likes, fellas. Hit them damn likes. I think Marab wants the Sean fight for dollars. I think it's also, it's still probably a bigger rematch than the Piotr Jan one. You're flipping to Marcos to get it done or not? If you're going Savage Dog. You just don't see Nico at minus 325. I don't know why. I want to pick him, but I guess my mentality is this. If odds didn't exist and you just had to pick the winner, who would you pick? Thank you, TrevBot, for hitting the like before the stream. You think if you remove McGregor from the past and put him in 2025, he'd still make to be a popular guy? Definitely, man. Definitely. Definitely. He'd still be mainstream. AJ, blessed day, brother. Blessed day to you, Trey Good. Valentina Shevchenko being a dog again is free money. I like Mana, but her gas tank's not good. Shevchenko just has the aura of GOAT status, and the fact she turned it around, holy shit. You always hit the like when you join in or watch the vids. I appreciate you, AccuMace. Marab gonna make it look easier than last time. I see Umar as more of a threat over O'Malley. I agree. Umar's a high caliber wrestler too. You got to try your best to ignore odds, but you can't always. D-Rod plus 210 decision. I think he might win a split decision. Scary bet though. 135 needs a top contender pretty bad, so Marab can get a fresh matchup. I agree. I want something new for him too. Arguably, if Sanhagen is impressive this weekend, he could get a title shot. It'd be a new opponent. I didn't watch Luke Thomas's take on the safe fighters making snooze fest. No, tell me more. 100 AJs versus the Gorilla. I think we win. You think the UFC's problem is the matchmaking? Stop pairing strikers with fence crabbers on the undercard. Learn to match two bar fighters once in a while. They do it once in a while. You right, actually, odds aren't real. Fugazi is Wazi, it's a Woozy, it's Ferris. Exactly, BG. Like, you have to look at the odds as not an actual factor of the fight. It's a separate thing. It's, in some sense, it's a judgment or it's a prediction by the books, but there's also, deception with the lines because the, bookies that are using, different algorithms and whatnot and studies to create these odds are attempting to sway you to most likely bet the side that loses. That's why they say two-leg parlays tend to have the highest level of success. Like, and then people want to go for the five-leggers. Check X, Ant. Let me check it out. Jamal Hill, for once, said something I agree with. He was asked about the 100 men versus one gorilla and said, you shoot it with a 22 and that just pisses it off. What's your fits and legs going to do? Damn. Damn. My blind PFL picks. All right, let's see. I don't know, man. I mean, I gotta lean towards Moldavsky. I gotta lean towards more. Dude, when Albrechtsen is on one, he's really good, but he hasn't looked good in a long time. And he shaved his hair, so he lost all aura. Powell is just unproven, though, at a high level. He's clean, though. But I'll just go Albrechtsen for the memes. And I'll go Wilkinson in the main. Blind PFL picks. AJ's blind PFL picks, bro. If you want to watch somebody that actually does tape, watch my brother's video on the channel. Two legs your favorite. Hit a few last weekend. That's the fucking money move, BG. Who we got, AJ or Smotherman? I would pick Smotherman. I like what you said before. Look at the styles of the fighters more than the odds. I agree, Action Jackson. Exactly. Like, don't obsess too much about betting lines because they can sway you in a direction to end up making a bad pick. Like, let me see. I want to check the odds for something next week. So let's look at odds on Jazz Davicius and Andrade. Jazz Davicius is a minus 270 favorite. Now, should she be a minus 270 favorite? I don't think so. I think the odds should be a lot closer. It opened up at 4-1, which is kind of crazy. Andrade at plus 240 as the underdog. Andrade has a chance. And I think that because it's plus 240, people will say, oh, Andrade can hit hard. Andrade is tough. They'll want to bet that plus 240. Or on the flip side, Jazz Davicius at minus 270. Oh, her wrestling, she's a lock. Genuinely, that pick's hard for me. I don't know yet. But I think you have to probably, I'm not officially making this pick right now, but early lean You probably have to lean towards Jazz Davicius to eke out a 29-28 decision. She's got a massive size and reach advantage. She's been doing pretty good on a 4-fight win streak. On the opposite side, though, Andrade did give Natalia Silva a damn good fight last time. And Andrade could definitely be on one. The problem is, how does Andrade fare with somebody that has that much size and some wrestling? It's tough, man. That's a really hard pick. You have to watch more Jazz because Andrade is a girl. Respect. That's a tough pick to make, dude. That's not an easy pick. I did not know Bo Nickel and Jeremy Stevens had the same middle name, bro. Dean. So you're saying Nickel and Stevens parlay? I am seeing an influx of Jeremy Stevens support, bro. He was basically talking about how there's more fighters who don't step in the cage for war. Fighters like Gary who would rather win 3-2 or 2-1 on rounds. But to be fair, that also exists with grapplers too. And Ian Gary is just the striking version of that. There's been tactical fighters for a long time, though. Not everybody's a pit fighter going for the kill. And they don't have to be. Does Milfa Tate get it done? I think she wins the decision. The UFC released a video on Stevens today. It's on their YouTube channel. It's like a promo. Think Yana Santos should be a dog. The reason she's a dog is because there's definitely an availability for Tate to hit takedowns. And if Tate is still somewhat close to her prime, I think she out wrestles Yana Santos. What up, AJ, and all you savages rolling with 3 PFL picks of Alex's tonight? Hey, let's go, Polo Rods. Good luck, big dog. Polo Rods is a fucking legend, is right. It's like an hour of him manhandling people, I'm sure. Listen, prime Jeremy Stevens, dangerous man. But to be fair, he was always kind of 50-50, though. He was always kind of up, down, all around. Do I love or hate Bo? I feel like I think he's good. I mean, I like him. I don't love him. I don't hate him. I'm interested to see his progression as a fighter. I'm curious to see how he looks against, Renier de Ridder, who on paper is the biggest fight of his life. Curious to see how his striking looks. Does he show more power in this fight? Does he land with some actual high impact, or is it more of a peppering shots? Does he get the fight to the ground? Does he engage in grappling with Renier de Ridder? I'm curious what he looks like, dude. Jones gets the finish on Jeremy. I definitely think he's live for it, but don't be shocked if it's on the cards. You like the Ritter, but his striking is slow, not explosive. Yeah, you can say that twice. The Ritter did tap out Kevin Holland, yes. Bo is good. I don't think he's overhyped. He's just focused on his best way to win, depending on the opponent. I definitely like the fact that Bo Nickel has a tactical approach for a betting side. But as far as the fandom of fighters looking for blood, for fans looking for blood from fighters, Bo needs a little time to get, these finishes out there against the better guys. So far, decision's been looking good for him against the higher level, like the Paul Craig fight. How many people would it take to defeat a Tesla, bro? Probably not. No people could do it. Me, 1,000. What's good, AJ, and all the savages tuned in on break at the shop, running 4 of Baby DeVito's PFL picks tonight. Shama, I'm excited. Let's go, Jax. I'm excited for you, bro. The hate for Gary in the KC Arena, damn, I got to catch up, was wild. They had the whole place chanting, fuck you, Gary. He's pretty cringe, but I can't be bothered to hate him that much. People just, they don't like him, the cuck narrative, and then the Brazilians he's kind of like, he's a Brazil lover, he's an Irish kid that speaks Portuguese. It comes off as, a little goofy, but you know what? His skills are good. You told me to say it twice. You're right, Brendo. Say it twice, bro. The Ritter's striking is slow and not explosive. Minus 300, Bo, is definitely not a money line play. He's more of just, a two-piece parlay. Bo's a wrestler. He's going to find his way of winning. He's very technical and has a good game plan on how he can win, regardless if it's boring. I agree with that, Junior Mafia. Bo is short for Bosif or Bominic. No, I think it's just Bo. Rainier the Ritter looks like a toddler with a full diaper every time I see him. I think that's why I get annoyed watching him fight. It's funny as shit. It only took 2 people to defeat a T-100 in Terminator. Well, that is a movie, bro. Is 30-27 Rainier the Ritter a possible scorecard? Let the debate begin. I'd be shocked. If Rainier the Ritter 30-27 Bo Nickel, genuine surprise. I'd be shocked. Not like a little shocked, like a lot shocked. I would be like, what the fuck? You're looking for PFL picks? Christopher Crum, click on the link right there. There's PFL picks right there. Gary versus Jair, who you got to pick Gary. He's way too big. Yo, what's up, AJ the Slime? Hey, do you really think Smotherman's going to win? He's my final addition to the 15. Like, I think he's got a chance to win, but I'm picking City by a close decision. If there's a robbery on a fight on this card, listen, Series City been in some bad decisions, so I'm going to have to say City Smotherman could be a robbery. RDR by accident. He just wins by accident somehow. You think DeRitter can beat some guys in the top 15? I could see him handling Abus Magomedov, but he ain't beating Bo. I think Bo would give Abus Magomedov a really tough fight. If you bet on PFL, you're a true degenerate. Genuinely, though, if you actually spend time to study the fights, it's not that far off from UFC level, at least, some of the better fights. I think there is money to be made. How do you think the grappling between Figgy and Sanhagen is going to look if it hits the ground? I feel like Sanhagen's size makes him hard to control, even if Figgy's on top. Then on the opposite side, I could see Sanhagen have a little success with his size from top position, but not really like passing to mount and smashing or taking the back and choking out. You think Ritter has like a 5% chance in kickboxing match with Bo, in my opinion? Takedown will decide the fight. The takedown defense, I think, decides the fight for Bo. Like if Bo's defending the Ritter's takedowns, I think the hands will look good. I was against Gary for a bit, but I have a fuck ton of respect for the dude. He's a good talent, but whenever he knows he's in danger, he makes it boring, which is smart, but I want to see the flair. I would love to see the flair, but I also think his mentality is he wants to win these fights, man. City by points, I can see it, and you would think the fight to be a robbery. You think it goes over 2.5? I do. I think it does go over 2.5. I think it's kind of a nail biter back and forth. Just accepted a new manager position at the local lobster fishing wharf. Let's go. Shout out to you, Free 22. Congratulations, dude. Manager Free 22, bro. Big time now, brother. PFL been good? Fuck yeah, dude. PFL has actually been awesome. I've been genuinely enjoying PFL. I'm doing good, Doug Funny. What's up, my friend? I've been doing real good, Doug. Life has been good. Is my brother going live with me for PFL? Not officially. I don't know. I mean, he could surprise us, but it's not in the books. I'll be live during it. I'll be talking UFC during it. And I'll also be giving a live for PFL. So it'll be good. Your baby boy's only 6 months old. Found out my wife is pregnant again. Can I get a W? Jeff Kirby, W to you. Father Jeff, how do you feel, bro? You're about to have 2 kids in a year and a half, bro. You're a menace to society. Doug Funny needs you to write down that Bruce Lee shit to Finch. He's got to remind me, man. I wrote it down, though. I wrote it down. At this point, he's got to get somebody to drop a $199 dono for him. If he really wants an answer, bro, just fucking pay the $199. Finch will see it for sure, and I won't forget. No, I think Sanhagen's still good. I don't think he's anywhere near washed or anything like that. I don't think Sanhagen's washed. I think Sanhagen's still got a lot of fire left. AJ, man, I love seeing your dedication with your consistent streams, dude. Inspiration. And your brother did great with the PFL breakdowns, dude. Thank you, Free 22. I appreciate you, man. I'm excited for him. I'm happy he's doing picks. I'm happy he's breaking fights down. He does a good job bringing the thunder, and I'm looking forward to more from him, bro. He'll be doing PFL every single event, so we'll have him here. Stoked as long if it's on Saturdays, we get it done before the fights. My son was born the November 2nd card. Were you watching the fights during the birthing process? Who are some of the best PFL fighters to watch? Right now, I'd say like Thad Jean, Jason Jackson really excite me a lot. Like that's probably like the biggest matchup. They're fighting one another. You feel funny? Figgy been kind of fucking me up with these 135ers, screwed me with Cody and Cheeto. Keep thinking he's too small, then he proves me wrong. Yeah, but Sanhagen's a little bit of a different jump. Sanhagen's a different jump, bro. Sanhagen should win. Should have been on the most confident bet. Fourth May fight of UFC. What is it, Sadi Sam? How big do you think it'll be for RDR if he gets to win? Bo isn't ranked, but is a big name. Listen, if he is the one to fraud check Bo Nickel, if he gives Bo Nickel his first loss, that's going to be major news. Can your brother join Moneyline? I don't know about Moneyline, but maybe a live stream throughout the week. He was born 45 minutes before the card started. I got lucky and won my bet that day. That's fucking awesome, Jeff Kirby. Des Moines fight night, bro. Alex on Moneyline would be a W. I'm doing it with the Finch man, bro. But, you know, if we ever need a fill in, maybe he'd step on. Pinedo's really good in PFL. That's another guy. You remember the Cody, TJ, and Cruz era 135? Fuck yeah, bro. That was a goated era. Cody looked like he'd never lose when he fucked up Cruz. You think Prime Cruz beat Sean O'Malley? I feel it's a close fight, similar to the Marab one. Pick'em was great on Moneyline too. He was great. Finch J. Do a funny line for PFL with the brotherly banter. Me and him just talking shit. That's funny, like a PFL version of Moneyline. AJ, I feel conflicted with PFL. I always wondered how they do in the UFC. I'm sure a lot of them would do all right. I wish we could have seen Cruz's retirement fight. He looked good in the Cheeto fight before he got KO'd. That shoulder blew out, bro. And it's hard to come back from that shit. His body was just finished, bro. You should go to a PFL event, very cheap and good fights. Got to see Kayla Pacheco live before she got signed to the UFC. I saw Ngannou too. He's fucking massive, like the thing from Marvel. He is probably insane in person. But yeah, PFL tickets, I've looked at them. They are relatively cheap. AJ, it's a few years down the line. Jersey Girls in delivery, but it's during the main event, UFC 400. You have the TV playing in the background. UFC 400? Shit, I'm on stream. I'm on stream. Still on stream. Cruz still had amazing footwork and quick striking against Cheeto, but yeah, the shoulder was cooked as fuck. TJ Dillashaw looks massive now. I know we're on the good old TRT. Fuck yeah, he's on TRT. He's probably on TRT a little extra, but he's also, listen, give him credit though. He's fucking lifting like a savage. I laughed so hard when Cheeto kicked Cruz's head off. It was the perfect culmination of what Cheeto has always been good at doing, and it's finding the target after losing a lot of the fight. Big moments. You think Jake Hadley's winning the 135-pound tournament? I definitely think he's live to become PFL's bantamweight champ. Dude, Dillashaw is huge, bro. I've checked out his Instagram. He's a bodybuilder now. He's fucking massive. TJ Dillashaw got his traps up to there, bro. He looks like a damn little mini light heavyweight at this point. Right, exactly, Doug. AJ, if you win 3 bet slips this weekend, you got to do a lunchtime live beer pong chug, baby, to celebrate. It's funny as fuck, Michael Maloney. One day, I will do a, beer-based chug, but it's got to be later. I got to get lean first. Give me a few months. What's up, J-Mac? Your 4-year-old recently started karate. She loves it. Love that for her, Rolla. Fuck yeah. Listen, if Hadley wins that 500K in PFL, he don't give a fuck about what happened with the UFC. Chad Mendes versus TJ Dillashaw and TRT fighting in BKFC. That would fucking sell. The issue is I don't think Dillashaw's shoulders safe enough. Your streams are the chillest. Hey, thank you, Johan. We do got chill streams here, man. Tonight's stream is a little more crazy and chaotic, but this is the chill stream. Also, guys, we're at 45 likes. Let's get 50 likes up in here. Let's get 50 likes, baby. 50 likes, gang. Gyat J, what's up, bruh? Gyat J. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. I watched some Canelo fights. I mean, the guy he's fighting, I had never heard of. Yeah, they also have base pay. It's not just 500K. Like, you'll still get your regular salary. Yeah, Taito Ivasa, I saw he's 320, bro. What the hell? Why get obese and then try to come back? He's done. Would you rather less cards throughout the year but more stacked? Nah, I like having cards every week. Because I don't think they'd be more stacked. Finch versus Death Sentence. What are the odds, bro? I think Death Sentence is too dangerous on the feet for him, man. That'd actually be a good idea. Me and Finch bet on like one fight we disagree on. We do like a beer bet, a chug. That'd be fun. Shui Vasa is done, Brendo. What's up, KZ? Shui Vasa is done, bro. Shui Vasa is done. Shui Vasa is washed. Shui Vasa is well past his prime, chat. Mighty Mouse definitely get annoyed, bro, because Death Sentence too stubborn, bro. You can't get through to him. You can't get through to him. I have to record my Des Moines picks and breakdown. I did the whole 20-minute video with my mic not properly plugged in. KZ, I want you to know that that happened to me a couple years ago when I had already been cooking up videos every week. I didn't have the mic plugged in, and I did a full weigh-in show. And you've seen how long the weigh-in shows are. I did a full weigh-in show, and I had to do it again. I was so pissed off. I was so upset. So, yeah, KZ. It's happened, bro. It happens, especially early. Like, it's part of the game. Exactly. You redo it, and it's going to be even fucking sleeker, bro. Be even better. Savage Mode USA, Dantes. Let's fucking go. Savage Mode USA in this whole Big Bang Bosh. Chael and DC and Ben Askren's video on the Hearn thing. Chael's not as good as Bisbin, but Askren and DC's all right. Bisbin the best by far, though. But you know whose is the best, Doug? Mine. Mine will be the best. Mine will be the best. Marco's leg kicks are something to watch out for. I got to start doing 2-leg parlays, but the savage in me likes the 5 legs. Well, do a 2-leg and then have some fun with the 5-leg. You picked Montel Jackson. Not surprised, KZ. You're a Montel Jackson guy. You're a big Montel Jackson fan. You said he's your favorite fighter, bro. What are you talking about? You said he's your guy. Hey, Doug. I haven't recorded it yet, but I watched the full-length interview. Feel like Montel Jackson will be able to capitalize on all the places Adrian Llanos was not able to based on physicality. Valid. The length, bro. He's got a crazy reach. 75.5-inch reach is a fucking light heavyweight reach, dude. Montel Jackson's freakishly long. Can you talk Tate? Andrew Tate? This card, you're going to have to do two-leggers. Trust, bro. You're going to have to. A 15 leg that gives me a buzz like a roller coaster. That's fine. Just, have your two-leggers set in for higher likelihood of success. Dontel Mays here with an exciting new product. And which is that? 7-leg parlay, the last one, but Giga Scrooby. Yup. Yup, Johan, we're in the same boat. We're in the same boat. What's the woulda, coulda, shoulda bet? Your opinion after this UFC event is done? Might be Dontel Mays. He just boxes up Peterson, and Peterson can't take him down. Because Jamal Pogues did beat Peterson. So it depends. I feel like Dontel Mays, not been looking good, but it'll probably end up, if there is one, it might be Mays. Mays ends up getting a fucking 30-27, just boxing up Peterson. Look forward to it. People like you with the platform and passion is what MMA needs. When it comes to Hearn and Ariel's an MMA guy. Could have easily pushed back, but he didn't. He didn't want to. He liked it. He's also, Ariel's not just an MMA guy, though, anymore. Misha, bro. I think Misha Tate's takedown threat is live. Just try to capture the passion you had on the live stream that gave me goosebumps. I'll see if I can match it, Doug. AJ, who you got winning out of the Anthony Smith, King of the Cans, or Dontel Mays? Dontel Mays is huge, though. I'll probably pick Dontel over Anthony Smith. Or Anthony's, yeah. No. Dontel. I'll pick Dontel Mays over Anthony if they fought. Ariel just hate watches since he gets shunned. I know. That's what it is. He hate watches nowadays. Hernanov's working, bro. He's got an AirPod. He's got AirPod in. That's it. Hope the dog lock hits. Me too, Felix. Me too. You're right, Doug. You're right. I will, bro. I'm missing a timestamp, a couple key moments from that interview that I want to mention. Yeah, I knew Hernanov. You got the AirPod and you're locked in. AJ high as fuck. Me? I don't smoke weed. Who's the dog lock? I'm going Quang Bang Lee, bro. I think he gets a close decision. Regardless of dog locks occasionally losing, still be hitting good underdogs on the cards. It's just about, picking the right one as the dog lock. Really, that's where it comes down to, a little intuition. You're going Marcos Hernanov. Well, that might be the wow bet of the night if he comes through. I just really think Bolaños is a flawed fighter. He's good at striking, but he's pretty bad with his grappling. He's not that good at striking. You flip today? Listen, Hernanov, I respect the pick flip. Being a dog lock is Bay J being a monsoon. Thank you, Brendo. Bro, it's funny when the picks are locked in and everyone rides for it. Nothing more funnier when a pick loses than everyone chat blaming AJ. Action Jackson, that's like a meme of the channel. I guess there's a positive side to the loss is the entertainment value of my freak out on top of the chat's freak out. But I want a win this week. I'm winning this week. I need to head into UFC 315 with some momentum. The confident picks did great. We swept confident picks last week. So, that's cool. But I want to hit the Savage Dog. AJ's pick flips are the funniest shit of all time. I hope there's not one this week. I hope there's not one. I can't deal with it. The stress that the pick flips give me. When I look at the card, face value, I expected Marcos too, but when refreshing, I was a little more hesitant. Yeah, I feel like he doesn't look as good as you remember in certain fights. And it's like, he's close with Yanez. He's not, I don't know, man. To deal with Montel Jackson, shit. Best MMA related books you've read? I haven't read any. You know what's interesting is there's that movie coming out in October, The Smashing Machine. That looks really fucking dope. You just stay with your initial feeling. The pick flip always fails. I know. I agree. I did not watch Ariel with the kid from the betting scandal. Nah. AJ's lock is so confident. I stole my dad's prize Rolex and bet it on Lee. Bro, you're going to be able to buy him 2 of them afterwards. I did Maze and Hamdi not get cut after the fight because heavyweight just is so shallow. They need it. People be putting the rent and car payments on parlays, then blame AJ that he owes them rent. It's fucking hilarious, bro. It's good. I want to win, though, but I also be winning people hella money, bro. The sharp bettors do good. The thing is with the sharps, though, the real sharp bettors in chat, like Trading Champ, he don't just tell the underdog calls. He does the calls that he feels, all right, and then we see where we link up. Trading Champ, thank you for $100, dude. Daniel Marcos by points. Respectable take. Okay. I get it. A tactical game plan, an ability to efficiently move and pick shots from the outside. I see why you're going towards the side of Daniel Marcos. I do. But I really feel like Montel Jackson could be the guy to give him the first L. But we will find out, bro. And I wish you great luck on your play, bro, because you're going for the decision as well. Balls on Trading Champ. Thank you for $99.99. Yes, I've seen Warrior. W Trading Champ, chat. Frank Mir needs to talent scout and train heavyweights. I don't know where the talent's going to come from. They need more heavyweights, so for sure. What fights am I most excited about this weekend? Probably the Quang Lee Bolaños one because the Savage Dog call. Yeah, I thought Dwayne Johnson looked a bit like him too, man. He didn't look old. He got makeup on. They had him done up. How long you been watching MMA for, AJ? I got a pretty good MMA IQ, but I swear yours is another level. I don't know, like start around 2009, 2010. Before then, I was still watching like boxing and stuff. But I've been watching 15 years, dude. I've been watching since I was, like 10 years old. So it's been a long time. Yeah, I've been watching since I'm 16 years. I was 26. Yeah. Fuck. I started watching when I was 10. So yeah, 2009 then. What the fuck? I'm on most of your picks, especially Lee. Let's go, Trading Champ. Fuck yeah, bro. I study the fights. I also, as a kid, would always just fucking go on, Sherdog and just see who fought who beat who. And I don't know, I'd study the records, like just for fun. I wasn't doing picks or anything back then. I just like to know things. Marcos is undefeated. Yes. Yes. You were 9 years old in 2010, throwback type shit. Trading Champ is a W man's, bro. He's always very generous, dude. I appreciate the fuck out of that. He helps support the channel, bro. He helps support the channel, bro. No selling of the bets. I got my people showing the love to me, bro. I remember going to a buddy's house when I was a kid and his dad was watching Liddell fight someone, but that was my introduction, so I can't remember who. I wonder who it was, Acumace. Sherdog is the real OG. You put all my picks in a parlay just for shits and giggles. Well, I respect that, Nathan. First UFC I've ever watched was Lesnar versus Mir. That's a fucking throwback and a half. You're sliding for me? Hey, thanks, Ricky. I'm sorry, bro. Lee isn't winning. All his LFA wins were against Cans. Bolaños is way better on the feet. The fact that you said Bolero is way better on the feet gives me more confidence in my Lee pick. Thank you, bro. What's up, halftime? What's up, halftime? Damn, that's a throwback, Acumace. Holy shit. Trading champ? Listen, he's a trading champ. He lives up to his name. That's how he drops the donos. He lives up to his name. He has to. Favorite era of the sport? I mean, obviously the 2010s had a special feel, right? MMA was really on its way up. Now MMA has reached a very high mainstream point. I'm just waiting for the next star. I know there's going to be somebody. There always is. The next big star that changes the game. Because there is somebody coming. There always somebody. There always is. There always is. You put all my picks in a parlay just for shits and giggles. Respect. You did it with Alex's PFL picks. Let's go. The fact that MVP never got outstruck on the feet besides that one Douglas Lima leg kick is crazy, even at his old age in the UFC. MVP's striking is fucking phenomenal, bro. You feel like 2010, 2016, classic eras. You think Buckley's about to be the next big star? I don't know about big star, but I feel like Buckley definitely will have his cult. Also, chat, we're closing in on the 1 hour mark on this stream. Make sure you get it to 60 likes. We're at 55. Wellmaker's a savage. Wellmaker's a young savage. He could be a star too. But we'll see, man. We got to see as the level jumps. How's his wrestling defense? How's his cardio at a high level? Find out when he gets tested. You need to see MVP versus Nate. MVP will dominate Nate Diaz. It's timing as well because when Connor was on the rise, it was a good time for him because MMA wasn't mainstream. Now it's more mainstream. It's harder to get the kind of hype, but I'm telling you, there is hype. There is hype. Trading Champ is not me, bro. You can go to his YouTube channel. He has videos, bro. He's a YouTuber. Buckley has star potential. He's fun to watch and good/funny on the mic. Let's go, bro. Buckley is, but come on. I don't think he's. I don't see him as a star. I don't see it. AJ, you think Marcos could get key takedowns? I think it'd be more of a surprise to see Marcos take Jackson down than the contrary. I thought Talbot was going to be something for real, but he got fraud checked. When he shaved his head, we should have known it was over. You suspected that Trading Champ is me, donate to myself? It's not, Casey. You can go on Trading Champ's fucking page, bro. He actually exists, dude. That's funny as fuck, though. Why'd they void the PFL pick pop-off? What happened? If you're a boring fighter, you got to play the villain role. And if you want to be a star, you got to finish dudes. I agree with that. The sport is more popular now, whereas when it wasn't, a star gets traction because all the attention is on him, not the sport. No, I get what you mean, Doug. I do. But I still think there could be a superstar. I think your first fight was actually Liddell Ortiz won. Fucking all-time cult classic. An all-time cult classic, bro. Buckley is the best highlight reel KO of all time. I mean, that fucking ninja kick, whatever we call it, it was crazy. First UFC that got me into it was Poirier McGregor. Oh, so you're a newer fan, bro. The old you missed out on the fucking McGregor Diaz OG saga. I believe there's always going to be a new start to change the sport, but I can't see them being as big as Connor. The time was crazy. It was like 3 fights away from being the GOAT. Maybe not as big as Connor, but I still think superstar status, though. Your first fight was the rerun of Bonner Griffin Ultimate Fighter finale, and it got you hooked. That's pretty cool. You thought O'Malley was going to be a star, but his mic skills need work. Bro, O'Malley's just a chill guy, bro. Like, genuinely. He's just a fucking chill pothead. I don't know what my favorite fight of all time is, bro. There's been so many fucking badass ones. Every other week, there's a chance for a new favorite. Like, recently, Randy Brown and Dalby was fucking amazing. Yeah, I think there's going to be a star, but I get what you mean. Not like an astronomical star that changes the sport forever. Agreed. O'Malley lacks charisma. He's kind of a dork. It fits it, though. It fits for him. You a hook out for Bonner and Griffin. It's a fucking throwback. It was one of those fights that, like, nobody had seen MMA, and they're watching these guys slug it out. They're like, oh, I'm watching this. Oh, bro, I can't imagine being there in the moment, Chris Hayes. Yeah, it's different. Rewatching old stuff versus being there, very different. Watch UFC in '09 and 2010 and stopped for a little, then came back as a full timer when Aldo pulled out and McGregor fought Mendez. Well, good time to get back into it. I remember when McGregor was fighting Marcus Brimage, bro. I was hoping Marcus Brimage was going to beat him. I was like, nah, bro, Brimage can win. I liked Marcus Brimage on The Ultimate Fighter, dude. Vinicius Oliveira definitely has some fucking real potential, bro. Fuck yeah. Your first fight was Rampage versus Evans because how funny they were on Ultimate Fighter. The trash talk between them was hilarious. That was when the Ultimate Fighter was at an all-time high. I was watching the Fedor and Anderson highlights, but Diaz McGregor 2 was so big at the time for real. I started watching after that. Yeah, I think Diaz McGregor 2 hooked people for life for sure. O'Malley using crutches and Cox use crutches. You're funny. The Don Fry era of him just sitting in the pocket, clinching and just fucking exchanging bombs. That's a classic era of fighting for sure. Launer Calvin is definitely a savage to look out for. Really good flyweight prospect. Do we hit 60 likes, by the way, Chad? I haven't looked yet. You started watching just before the McGregor era? You know what, bro? I'm glad you made it right before. It's good to be before. You saw the Rousey era, the downfall of Anderson Silva era. That was crazy. The Weidman reign, TRT Vitor. Shit. The best thing for MMA was the day RDA pulled out and Nate came in. Oh, fuck yeah. Oi, oi, oi. I remember when Eddie Alvarez put out RDA. That was crazy. The good old times, bro. The good old days of MMA. Your buddy called their dad the Tank, and his name is Frank. So whenever I see him, whenever you see shit about Abbott, you think about him. That's funny, bro. You think Tatiana will bounce back after a loss, considering her injuries? I'm sure she can get a couple wins, but I don't know about her being a champion or anything like that. Starting to get worried that Ian Gary might actually have the belt. I don't see him beating Bilal right now. And I think Jack Dell is a hard fight. Buckley's a hard fight. You know, there are, I mean, Shavkat, obviously. It's like people forget Shavkat is still there. You were a kid in the pre-McGregor era, but I'll watch The Ultimate Fighter on TV and fight nights if I could find them. Watching The Ultimate Fighter got me into karate. That's fucking dope, Brendo. The Ultimate Fighter slapped back in the day. Dude, TRT Vitor could have been the only man to defeat John Jones. He had that armbar. If he would have just fucking cranked it a little more, he could have broke Jones's arm. UFC is a good rivalry, genuine hatred. That's true. Like the John Jones DC rivalry, the McGregor versus Habib rivalry. We need some hatred, man. These guys are all too cool with one another now. We're in the corporate era of MMA right now, hype wise, but it'll be back once they figure out the Dagestan style like they did with BJJ. Honestly, Action Jackson, that's kind of true. And slowly but surely, people are figuring out how to fend off the Dagestan wrestling. You've been watching MMA since the mid-90s, and it's been consistently better and more violent since the McGregor era, with the exception of Pride Japan. Well, the Pride Japan era just had a completely different aura about it, bro. I could not imagine getting to witness Pride live, bro. As a kid, I was like, man, can you imagine going to a Pride FC event? Like, that would be a fucking dream. Me and one of my buddies back. We're really into The Ultimate Fighter. I love Uriah Hall, and he loved Gastelum. The finale had us fired up. Bro, you thought Uriah Hall was going to be a GOAT when you watched that show. He was terrifying. He was terrifying. First three fights I remember watching were Lawler, McDonald 2, Hawley, and Rousey, and McGregor Diaz. Didn't start watching consistently until 2021. Well, you still saw some badass fights beforehand, though, Max. Is Aldo a lock at minus 175? He's a risky lock. I think he's got a good chance to get a competitive win, but I will give credit where it's due. Zahabi's boxing skills are underrated, and he definitely can strike. He's got a good gas tank. Yeah, when you watched him on The Ultimate Fighter, you thought Uriah Hall was the next coming of greatness. He did beat Anderson Silva, though, so I guess he kind of lived up to hype in some way. You're forever a Vitor Belfort hater because he blinded Bisping. I get it. I get it. But watching it live, bro, I loved Vitor. The evolving of the rules was a must for MMA. Burns is an old man, but plus 400 versus Morales, low key tempting. Considering Morales' takedown defense is unproven, bro. I'll tell you this much, man. The odds will have you believing delusional narratives. The odds will have you holding on to hope of things that won't be. I don't think so. Uriah Hall was doing shit that is never seen before. Oh, he was special, bro. You thought he was going to be the next. What fighter has the lowest IQ? I mean, right now it might be Dumas, bro. He just fucking got arrested again. Might be him, to be honest. He seems to not be able to just like exist in society. Hey, we're at 65 likes, guys. Shout out to you guys for hitting the likes. Keep running them up more, but I appreciate the 65 that I see. I appreciate the Savage 65. I still want 100 likes, though, chat. So let's at least get 70. Cortavius Romeois might be dumber. Yeah. Romeois was giving Bolaños such a tough fight. That's why I'm struggling with a lot of confident predictions towards Bolaños. I'm like, you guys are forgetting that Romeois was in that fight? And I don't think Romeois beats Kwang Lee. Oh, Akumace, that freak that recently Hassan Zad, he's a freak. Remember Barboza with his deadly kicks? He had a little mini boogeyman era at 55. Fuck yeah. Barboza looked like he was on his way, but, never was quite elite, but was always good. Can you post a link to your brother's PFL breakdown? Sure. Right there. Check it out on the channel. Cope Lord Chandler is the lowest fight IQ of all time. I don't think of all time, but definitely not one of the higher ones. Romeo's face-offs are hilarious. Tweaker prison stare downs. You get to watch him in the regional scene now. Uriah Hall's biggest weakness was definitely his mind. He got in his head a lot. 69. Hey, thank you for being the 69th like Yada Lock. He did. He let that Ultimate Fighter spinning KO throw him off. It's like he felt guilty. He felt guilt, Tony Ferguson in his prime was just a crazy man. The essence of insanity. That's what I feel like. Tony Ferguson represents the essence of an insane mixed martial artist. He is the essence of insanity. And I got love for him. He's an OG, of course. But he's insane. Deranged, maybe even. Psychotic. 100 likes equals the shadow grapple. I'm going to fucking shoot a blast double leg in the air. You talking about when Cowboy landed the head kick? Who did he knock out that night? Was it Rick Story? Who did he fuck up bad? Tony is prime in the YouTube comments. Tony, the type of guy era was a good time. We won't forget it, but it's gone now. Tony used to be able to slice people up with the elbows for sure, for sure. Dude was a terrifying elbower. Dude was terrifying. Kwang Lee lost to Long Xiao, but I feel like Long Xiao is better than Gaston Bolaños. I think so too. At the very least, he's more well-rounded, bro. Prime Cowboy was a fucking monster, man. Prime Cowboy was insane, bro. Prime Cowboy. Prime Cowboy. We won't forget it, but now it's gone. Felt that age. It's just the truth, man. It's just the truth. What's up, Bob? What's up? Good to see you, Bobby boy. Bobby Boucher. Bobby Boucher. Good to see you, Bobby Boucher. I'm glad to have you, man. Onama 1, fair and square. You trying to argue with me right now, Bipolar Express? Is Bipolar Express trying to get me fucking yelling? Whatever, bro. I'm over it. I'm not getting stuck in the past. That fight's done. Dude, Diego Sanchez and Gilbert Melendez was a banger. Facts. I believe more in RDR is the only lock than Quang Lee. He's not UFC level, and RDR got the experience and MMA edge on Bo, an overhyped prospect. You going for him? Good luck on RDR, Max. But I'm going Bo show. It's the Bo show, bro. It's the Bo show. Clay Guido was really not good, just tough. I mean, he was good. He could wrestle. He had some combinations, but he wasn't like slick striking. He was just in your face pressure, good gas tank, tough as nails. I guess, yeah. One gorilla versus 100 AJs. I've said it earlier, bro. The 100 AJs are taking the cake. Dude, Chuck Liddell was a bad motherfucker. I feel like Chuck Liddell, if he was in this modern era, he'd be a fucking star too. People would love him. I hope we get like a new look Chuck Liddell. I hope we get somebody with that aura at some point. You think Conor feeling confident about the idea of facing Chandler after what Patty did to Chandler or not? I think the reason that Conor tweeted at Michael Chandler is because he looked at the fight and he said, I think I can handle this guy. He saw Chandler getting his ass kicked. And now he's put Chandler through how many fucking training camps? How many hard fights? I think it's a smart strategy. Why is KO most likely outcome for Bo? I highly disagree. I was surprised by that. I think decision's live, but I will say DeRitter leaves openings on the feet. PFL and UFC combo parlay. I don't have one, man. The guy to ask about that type of shit is my brother. He's the PFL Mac, dude. He's the PFL guy. You got to ask him. The right hand from Chuck in the first UFC game, like UFC 2009, just to load up, right? It was a sick shot. Conspiracy theory. Michael Chandler let Patty Pimblett beat him up like that on purpose so that Conor would think he's washed, just so he could trick Conor into fighting him. You know, I'll say, personally, I think that Michael Chandler threw the fight against Patty Pimblett. How'd you know? I'm totally lying. I don't think so. Go grab your protein dragon. That's funny. Chandler could have actually won that Patty fight if he wanted to. Yeah. Yeah. He completely threw the fight. Yep. What's up, Braden King? You know what's up? We're almost at 80 likes, bro. Shout out to the chat for being generous with the like button. Yeah, I watched Kane beat the shit out of Brock Lesnar live, dude. He beat Brock Lesnar's ass, man. I said, holy fuck, this guy's good. And Brock, at that time, he looked like a fucking polar bear, bro. Just built like an animal. To be fair, though, Brock got fucked up by Shane Carwin. The ref didn't stop the fight, and then Brock choked him out. Carwin was gassed, but Carwin beat the fuck out of Brock Lesnar in round 1. No, I'm not going to the Sean O'Malley fight live. I'm streaming, bro. You see me streaming every Saturday. Why would I go to a fight? Why am I going to go live when I can be here with the community and stream? I'm not going to go live. Oh, Michael Chandler is definitely a shell of himself. The young Michael Chandler was a bad motherfucker. But his prime was years ago, bro. I think people just see him sticking around longer. It's just what happens, though. You know, you have your whole career in Bellator. You come to the UFC late and, you know, you kind of get beat the shit out of. Saw it with Pitbull, too. You want prime Fedor versus Aspinall? Well, that's a fever dream. I don't know how it would go. I'd probably lean towards Aspinall's power, but Fedor might get him. Community stream better. I went to a fight live nosebleeds. We're type ass. Yeah. Come here, bro. Doing this stream, watch it home. Unless you're going to go up close. Biggest win that elevated their career in 2025? So far, who really elevated their career the most? It's tough to say because it's different parameters, like prospect win or like into contendership. Because I think contendership win, like Vinicius Oliveira beating Nurmagomedov was huge. Nothing would make me happier than Sandman being undisputed champ. I'm thinking a highlight coming this weekend, maybe elbow to the eye like Song Taco. I'd be honest with you, bro. We've seen the eye shut before of Davison. So maybe you want a Chuck Liddell career recap? I'll do a Chuck Liddell career recap in depth during this stream if you guys want it. A proper Chuck Liddell career recap. I know you guys like my storytelling, but I want to do it when we hit. I'll do it when we hit. I want to say 100 likes, man. We're at 80. We could easily, at least, if we hit 90 very quickly, I'll do it. If we hit 90 likes quick, but if not, if I want to push it to 100. Which fighter got knocked out worse than the past year? I mean, probably Gaethje. Gaethje for sure. Volk probably biggest win for the sport so far. Shows you can do it at 36, bro. Pretty badass. Did Rampage start to decline at Chuck? Maybe. Yeah, Gaethje getting knocked out was ruthless, bro. You feel like the biggest win in 2025 is Gene Silva? Gene Silva's on the path to stardom for sure. The UFC's giving him a big push. Rob Ikram, that was a sick KO. Rob made it look easy. Favorite UFC fight of all time is hard for me, bro. I watch so many fights. There's good ones all the time. Just putting it to one. There's a, a list. As a kid, watching Jones and Gustafsson go after it had a special feel because Jones seemed unbeatable. But when Gustafsson had him cut open, was in that fight, that was crazy. Dude, McKinney's been knocked out bad. AJ, I need a parlay this weekend. Sam Walker. So you need a parlay? I mean, you didn't watch this week's Best MMA bets? I dropped the whole slew. Sam, can you answer this question? Really, it's just two questions for you. Plus money only, and how many legs? Does it have to be plus money? And also how many legs preferred? So I'll give you it, but I want a little details on what you want. I just want to spew out randomness. Say 8-leg savage mode, bro. 8-leg savage mode. We're going 8-leg savage mode. I'm thinking a solid 3-leg too, but let's see what he says. Thank you for 199, Sam. Usman Kobe 1 was a dope fight. It's crazy to think when I was 12, when John Jones first became champ, and I'm 26 and he's still champ. When you think about that, it's fucking crazy. Oh, it's insane the dominance Jones has had for years and years on end. All right, Sam, if you're not going to reply, I'll give you this. If you want to go on the safer side, I think Sanhagen and Nickel win at -172. I also like Sanhagen, Nickel, and Bakoyev in a lineup. It's like -102. You like Lee? All right, so if you're willing to throw Lee in there, I think Lee with Sanhagen and Nickel at +254 seems like a lock, dude. There you go, Sam. Montel Jackson decision, Quang plus 3.5, Bo Nickel money line, Sanhagen money line. I definitely think the spread of Kwang Lee is not a bad idea. Nickel decision, Jackson KO. Jackson could get that KO. I mentioned he could catch Marcos. The thing about Marcos Vulture is we don't know how good his chin is. Like he might have a fucking iron chin. You know, Montel Jackson can crack, but you know, if Marcos can eat, if he's got one of those Latin American chins, bro, he's gonna take some shots. 5 legs, 2 dogs, bro. Where you going? Fucking Lee, Sanhagen, Nickel, Bakoyev, another dog. I wouldn't want to put D-Rod on there. Thanks, bro. Locking in. Good luck, Sam Walker. Thank you for 199. What's the spread right now on Lee? If they released it, what's the spread on it, Braden King? Also, chat, we're at 80 likes. Can we get 85, please? Thank you. 85, please, and thank you. And YouTube, I'll activate the 10% algorithm boost now. I'd like to see over 100 people watching. We're almost there. You think Kwang won't have much of anything on the feet and his takedowns are mediocre? I really don't think Bolaños is nearly as slick as you guys are giving credit for. The spread is about having a fighter that so if you have the spread on an underdog, you then have a chance of, if it's a 29-28 across the board or a split decision, even if there's a 30-27, but one judge scores if you're a guy, then you still win even if they lose the fight. If they win, you win. You see what I'm saying? If they win 30-27, you win. Thank you for like number 81, Bob. What's my pick on each fight? You don't know my full card picks, bro? Sanhagen, Nickel, low confidence D-Raw. That's a coin flip. Montel Jackson, City, Jones, Tate, Bakoyev, Robertson, Lee, Mays, and Petrovic. You the man, AJ. Thanks for hanging. Hey, thanks for being here. I'll be live later, too. I'm doing the late night live tonight. It's the late night live. D-Rod might be due for a win, but he might get smoked. Groin shots and eye pokes are always overrated. Like brush it off, keep fighting. That's funny as fuck. No, bro. This is not street fighting, bro. This is MMA. You know what I'm saying? This is the gentleman's rule set. Uriah Faber was a good fighter back in the day, for sure. A good contender. Writing this from Florida with love. When AJ goes live, you know I found this plug. Hey, let's go, Steven 300. May's going to be a sweat. I think Mays could pull off a close win. I'm not confident on Peterson, but I'll pick Peterson. You think Figgy problem has been the weight thing and flipping weight classes, if anything? People saying he looked huge. We'll see at weigh-ins. I'll trust it tomorrow. We'll see it all tomorrow. Listen, if you guys serious about wanting that Chuck Liddell career recap, I got you at 90 likes. What do I think about the parlay you posted, KZ? Damn, I didn't even see it. What the fuck? Jillian Robertson submission plus Corey Sanhagen and KO points plus 300. Ballsy. The reason it's ballsy is Rodriguez has never been submitted before. Not that she couldn't be submitted, but she hasn't been in the UFC. You wish UFC took the gloves away and went bare knuckles. I'm telling you, it wouldn't be as good. Too many cuts, bro. There'd be a lot of doctor stoppages. BKFC kind of showed that. Mays is way bigger than Peterson. Shoes would be a lot. If you wear the shoes, though, then you couldn't do foot stomps. Would you keep the gloves and cover them with broken glass? That sounds fucking terrifying. Can you imagine there was like a fight league out there that did that broken glass fight league? So far that we got this year, Alpha Tips was the plus 270 underdog lock of Sam Patterson. That was the best underdog lock of the year. I just got to bring some more thunder, man. Hopefully Kwang Lee gives us success. You think Lionheart's a good guy and never quits? I'd argue the never quits. In his prime, no, but lately he's been quitting. You wish instead of the mat they fought on hot coals. The Lee spread, nickel money line, Sanhagen money line, Montel Jackson plus 260. I feel like you got a good shot on that, Braden King. Sam was nasty as fuck. He looked great. The Polish, what are you talking about? The King of the Streets. Where does Pantoja stand for GOAT at flyweight? I think you mean. You think he's underrated? I mean, if he gets another title defense, he's not going to surpass Mighty Mouse, but he's still up there. I have no interest in watching death matches, bro. Fuck no. Crypto's doing good today. I'm glad it's on the come up again. You're rooting for Raleigh this week, but I think it'd be a shock. Yeah. Nobody's picking Raleigh. I said I like Bakoy of KO round 2 as a super D-gen goal. Your life's a video game. When you're in the zone, one life, mic limited time, no fucking around. You're cutting down in when you're. Are you rapping right now? Or are you telling me like your life goals? I'm confused here. I'm confused a little bit, Carlos. Which one is it? Also, guys, we're at 83 likes. Hit the like again. Hit the like. Let's get 90. Big bang Bosh. Hey, we passed 100 people watching, bro. We're definitely going to hit 90. So let's get it. Boom, 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 boom. Big, 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 bing, boom. Big bang Bosh. Big bang Bosh. Big bang Bosh. Big bang Bosh. Boom, 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 boom. I'm awake, Casey. I just want 90 likes, bro. So I'm gonna close my eyes until we get 90 likes, chat. So you better hit the likes. Bum, 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 bum. Om, 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 om. I don't think Stevens has a chance, bro. I don't buy it. You're going the real hardest hitting 145 right here. I'm a D-gen. Brenda, let me tell you this. It's at 155, though. I respect it, but it's at 155. You know what I'm saying? Where Jesus AJ at? He is here, my son. My sons, he is here. I am here. I am in the chat, paying close attention. You just bought DBZ, sparking 0 on sale for nostalgia. I was a huge Tenkaichi fan on the PS2. And you got it for the PS2, or what is it, online? Why is everyone so far off Figgy? Because he's going to get outworked, dude. He's at such a disadvantage, man. I can't believe how much you like Jesus that day. It's funny as fuck. Today, not so much, man. The curls are popping right now. Figgy by Superman Cage Punch. All right, Braden King. Ah! Ah! Bum, 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 bum. How would you feel if I said to you, Giga should be the guy to be the entrance fight for Pico? What if it's Onama, though? You know? Steve is the hardest hitting at 155. Stop. What the fuck was that noise, bro? Stop, chat. Stop it, chat. Stop it. Chat, please stop it. Stop it. Stupid chat. Stop it. Stupid shit. It's so rude of you. Oh, look who it is. He drops his cross parlay. Powell, Wilkinson, Petrovich, Jackson. Plus 469. PFL and UFC 4-leg. All right. Thank you, Alex, for dropping it. People were asking, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. It'll be good shit. Does anyone over 40 want to fight me at 170, man or woman? That's funny as fuck, Ryan Rose. This guy's a menace to society. This guy's a menace. You got Wilkinson, Moore, Romanov, Powell at plus 403. It's a good play, I think. You get a stand-up fight with Giga and Pico, better fight. Onama, too, will want to fight up, I think, so Giga the better choice. Bro, I don't think like Giga be getting used as the opponent, though, for Pico. For sure, he'd be getting used as the opponent. You're going to call the exorcist. That's funny as shit. It's a good cheat, bro. You're 27, but your left shoulder's fucked up. There we go. KZ. KZ's the right matchup, bro. KZ's the right fight. I think Giga would get smoked by Aaron Pico. Both are potentially big fights. I don't have demons, bro. I'm chilling. I'm chilling, man. I remember going to a friend's house as a kid and they taught me hop keto. My kicks without proper form made them stop wanting to hold pads. I'll do some fights for fun. There we go. Acumace is ready for his Street Beefs debut. Sean Shelby, bro. We'll give him a buzz later on. Sean Shelby. Sean Shelby. Sean Shelby. Sean Shelby. Give me the money, Sean Shelby. Stevens and Stevens by KO is the Brendo Savage dog play. Wow. KZ has that Eddie Hall build. KZ's like Eddie Hall's fucking cousin, bro. Acumace versus Death Sentence, bro. It'll blow up. It'll be huge, man. We go to Street Beefs for that. I heard that Dustin proposed a one-night tournament for the BMF, bro. It would have been fucking lit, BG. It's actually really disappointing that Dana was so against it, but I guess he's saying the athletic commissions won't sanction it. They probably won't. But how sick would it be? How sick would it be for Poirier's send-off? It was a 4-man one-night tournament. They could do it, bro. $1 million grand prize. Like, bro, that shit would be huge for MMA. If they did it, the pay-per-views would go nuts on that. He would take everyone out in Street Beefs. Dude, you got to go sign up. Is Death Sentence fighting tomorrow? He's fighting tomorrow, right? It's not live, though. I wonder how it's going to go. I wonder if he'll win. Has he learned anything from Mighty Mouse? He said he wants to be a UFC fighter. Right now he's 0-4, but, you know, you never know. Steven's opponent's well-rounded, Alpha Tips. He's a good prospect. Dustin, Justin, Max, and probably Dan Hooker. Get on Contender Series and shadow box in the Octagon. It's probably the money move, dude. Stevens title run starts Saturday. Get delusional for the OG. He's on a 1-fight contract, bro. He's on a 1-fight contract. I'm here, brother. Been busy with the wife and kids. Back to reality, working full time as well now that winter's gone in Canada. Well, Braden King, I hope that you're making some fucking bread, my brother. I feel for Mighty Mouse training death sentence. He has a major learning disabilities. Yeah, it's got to be rough because I feel like death sentence, he don't listen, man. I feel like AJ's a silent assassin. That's funny. MMA freak. Death is fighting tomorrow. He was supposed to be. He said May 2nd. I'll go to his Instagram to double check, but I'm pretty sure Death Sentence is fighting tomorrow. Let's see. All right. Currently in the works, create diss tracks of opponents, he said. Oh, he's fighting Saturday. Yeah, he's fighting Saturday, bro. Death sentence, man. Oh my God. AJ Love from India. What's up, Akash? Bro, I'm fucking laughing over here with that sentence. Holy shit. That sentence, bro. He's coming for gold, bro. He's not looking to fucking just play. He's looking to take over the MMA game. He's looking to run the show, chat. He's looking to do big things, chat. Holy shit. I'm definitely excited for Death Sentence fight, though. I won't even cap. I'm gonna watch the Death Sentence training arc today. I'll watch it on cardio. They got episode 2. I mean, listen, if he got Mighty Mouse training him and he don't look better, then I think he's a lost cause, you know? He might just not have the natural talent to be a fighter. Is it the guy who doesn't know what the 1, 2, 3 is? Death Sentence, probably him, yeah. Let's see. Let's see, chat. We'll see. We will find out. Bro, I watched the trailer for Smash Machine before the stream. I think it looks awesome. You know I'm not savage locking Brent fucking Stevens, Brendo. Stop it. Listen, chat. I'm about to sign off. I got to take a piss, man. I won't even lie. I'm about to leave in a minute. But hit the likes, man. Keep running them up. Keep doing magic. Actually, I told you guys I'd give you a Chuck Liddell send off. Actually, let me give you a quick Chuck Liddell career recap for those that didn't get to witness any of it. To be honest, Even I didn't get to witness really the prime Liddell. But there was a time when Chuck Liddell was a bad motherfucker. So Chuck the Iceman Liddell, all right? He made his UFC debut in 1998. It was also his MMA debut as well. Now, he won his first UFC fight, and then he actually went on to do a Vale Chudo fight against a guy who was 13-2. Then he pulled that off. Now, his second UFC fight didn't go his way. He got arm triangle choked 12 minutes into the fight. There was no rounds at the time. It was against Jeremy Horn, who was 22-4-4 at the time. If you don't know who Jeremy Horn is, dude had a record of 92-22-5 to finish out his mixed martial arts career, which is pretty damn insane. Then again, went back to the regional scene, got a win, came back to the UFC, got a win. And then, he was in the IFC, got a knockout, and then it started cooking in the UFC. He fought Jeff Monson in 2000. He was able to win a decision. At the time, Jeff Monson was 6-2. He beat Kevin Randleman by knockout in the first minute, 18 seconds in 2001. And then he went over to the Pride Fighting Championship and got a win over a longtime MMA vet, Guy Mesger, who was 28-11-2 at the time. So the dude had a shitload of experience over Chuck, who came into that fight with a 7-1 record. Came back to the UFC, beat Marilla Bustamante, who at the time was undefeated at 7-1. Then he took on Amar Solev, got a win again in the UFC. He took on Vitor Belfort, who at the time was 10-2 as a pro. And Vitor was really not one to be fucked with at the time. I mean, if you think about Vitor Belfort's career, he made his UFC debut in 1998 and he knocked out Vanderlei Silva in 44 seconds, right? After that, he beat Babalu Sabral by knockout before going on to fight against Randy Couture in the interim light heavyweight championship fight. So his first title fight in the UFC, Chuck was 12-1 at the time, and he was a favorite in the fight as well. Randy Couture was 10-5. So Couture, he didn't have the pretty record, all right? He took some losses earlier on, but at the end of the day, he was a long-time vet, and he had the respect of the masses to get a title shot, even after losing 2 straight fights prior. He did lose the fight, but it wasn't the end of the world for him because, he bounced back quick. He fought Alistair Overeem in Pride FC in 2003, skinny Overeem, back when Alistair Overeem weighed fucking 205 pounds. Can you imagine that compared to Ubereem that we knew and loved? He then fought Quentin Rampage Jackson, which was a terrifying fight in Pride. And he ended up getting stopped in round 2. It was a corner stoppage. He was getting beat on by the 17-3 Rampage and shit. A 17-3 Rampage, absolutely terrifying, all right? He had come off some wins, competitive win against Bustamante, beating some other guys as well, beat Randleman, beat Vochanshin, done some pro kickboxing. There was definitely still some hype on the up-and-coming Rampage at the time. And he was able to take out Chuck Liddell, who, was one of the best guys the UFC had. He then came back to the UFC, and he took on Tito Ortiz for the first time, and he fucked him up. He knocked out Tito Ortiz in the second round. He then fought Vernon White, who was a journeyman with a losing record. It was in the UFC, though. He knocked him out. And then he got another crack at the UFC throne. This time it was a legit title fight against Randy Couture. He knocked him out in 2 minutes into the first round. After that, he rematched the man who had defeated him in his, second MMA fight ever, third MMA fight ever, the first man to beat him, Jeremy Horn. And he actually stopped him in the championship rounds, KO'd him in round 4. And at the time, Jeremy Horn had a record of 76 wins, 13 losses, and 5 draws. After that, he did the trilogy with Randy Couture, and he knocked him out. So avenged the loss and then some against Couture. He then rematched Babalu Sabral, who he had beaten prior to becoming a UFC champion. And he fucked him up again, this time even quicker. He knocked him out in 1 minute, 35 seconds. After that, he fought Tito Ortiz for the belt, and he beat Tito Ortiz up for a second time. He just had the edge on Tito. And this is at a time where Tito had some popularity. He had the beef with Dana White going on. There was a lot of shit coming. There was a lot of back and forth. There was a lot of, negativity. I think that Dana was very grateful his boy Chuck fucked up Tito. After that, Rampage Jackson made his UFC debut, and he took the belt from Chuck Liddell. He knocked him out in 1 minute, 53 seconds. Rampage was the kryptonite to Chuck Liddell. After that, he fought Keith Jardine, and he lost a split decision, which wasn't a great look, man. Keith Jardine, tough customer, but at the end of the day, not a guy that had proven himself all that much. I mean, he was coming off a quick loss against Houston Alexander. He had also lost to Stephan Bonner earlier in his UFC career. He lost in the Ultimate Fighter house. So it's not like he was taking on a surging Keith Jardine. He was coming off a bad loss. Jardine was a minus 600 favorite against Houston Alexander, and he got knocked out in 48 seconds. Then he came back and he fought Vanderlei Silva. It was time to fucking go after it with one of the Pride FC GOATs, and he did win a decision there. Following that, this was the start of the downfall. He fought an up-and-coming Rashad Evans in a number one contender fight, and he was knocked out in the second round. He then fought Shogun Rua, and he was knocked out in the first round. He then fought Rich Franklin after the Ultimate Fighter. It was originally Tito versus Chuck, Ultimate Fighter Season 11. Chuck actually stayed on, but Tito was injured, got pulled from the show. Rich Franklin was the replacement coach. They fought at UFC 115, and Liddell was laid out in the first round. And this is when it was over for Chuck Liddell. 2010, he was 40 years old. He had taken, multiple losses in a row, 3 straight losses. His record was 1-5 over his last 7 fights. And he didn't fight again until 2018, when somehow, some way, Oscar De La Hoya paid him enough to fight Tito Ortiz again, and he got knocked out cold in the first round. A completely washed and super old 48-year-old Chuck Liddell got laid out by a 43-year-old Tito Ortiz, and he never fought again. Now, you look at the bad moments, but there was a tear that he went on. I mean, Chuck Liddell from 2004 until 2007 was the baddest light heavyweight, at least stateside, and definitely deserved a lot of love and respect. So shout out to the badass Chuck Liddell. Shout out to the badasses in chat. I'm signing off, my people. I'll see you guys later. Much love and peace out. Wait, hold on. Make sure it wasn't a dono. Yeah, it wasn't. Much love, chat. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Little quick career recap to close. Bye-bye.